Ladies, gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Please be advised that this movie has no nudity.
I'm out.
Come on, Eddie. Let's go to the movies.
Yeah.
I just have to wee-wee.
And we're back.
Just like the Five Musketeers.
What the hell am I looking at?
A country where culture means pornography and slasher films.
If you had these boobs, you'd be obsessed with them too.
Very exciting, big event. Everybody's excited, huh?
We hope you'll make this a weekly visit. Bring the family. Bring your friends.
We're Cinemadness Podcast.
Are we ready to rock?
Are we ready to rock?
Rock!
So we're
You're listening to 98.7 The Rock and Roll.
Hello! That sounds like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Hello!
Who did not have Susan Sarandon in it.
No.
Anyways. Hello!
Blah, 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 blah.
Welcome to Cinemadness Podcast. I am Alison, and I am here once again with my two co-hosts, Roman and Adam.
Hello! Hello.
What's up?
Hi.
What up?
I smile every time I see you both.
Do you?
Yeah.
Because you're not smiling now.
I am. It's
You're
under my
smiling
playoff beard.
inside.
Yep.
Your playoff beard that isn't even that big. When someone says they have a playoff beard, I picture it like a long grizzly beard.
Well,
Like Jasper from The Simpsons.
it's bigger if you believe.
Believe in the beard?
Yeah, if you
or
believe.
the team that's playing.
The team that's losing.
Fair counterpoint. You're talking hockey talk here. Hey, how's it going?
Oh, I'm doing good. We're doing great.
Oh, yeah. So anyways, we're going to be talking some puck and some, Christian Slater, eh?
Yes.
Oh, I got the Christian Slater movies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He was not in that Mighty Ducks movie.
Oh, no, he wasn't, eh? But no, but we're going to be talking a lot of good puck talk in between some movies talk. Isn't that right, Miss Alison, eh?
Sure, yeah.
Okay,
Hey.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and slap the puck over Alison, all right? Go ahead. Let's go ahead and talk 90s, huh? Right?
Yes.
Super psyched about that, right?
We're psyched
Hey,
about
let's
the
go ahead and
90s,
crush
yeah.
a couple beers, eh?
Yeah, we'll crush some beers. We get some. I forgot.
How come you sound like Garth, eh?
Are you going to have some Molsons?
Oh, no, hey, no, the bats.
Oh, the Bat Blues. My
Yeah,
bad.
it's all right.
Is
It's
it
all right.
Molson Canadian?
It is,
Molson,
but
yes.
Molson got in a fight with Labatt and got hit with the bat, if you know what I mean. But no, seriously, we're going to go ahead and continue on. I'm super psyched, but yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But hey, let's
Hey,
go
it's
ahead.
better than Christopher Walken impression.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
Don't worry, that's coming.
Okay, I got a Christopher Walken impression. Hey, I'm Christopher Walken. How's it going, eh?
That was good,
Oh,
Hoser.
yeah. Oh, look at you. Someone's been reading the tapes that I gave to you.
So we are now discussing the 90s, Christian
90s.
Slater, which there's more to go on in the 90s.
This is your favorite year or decade for Slater.
Yes, he had more movies, some of my favorite movies. He just started to make more of a name for himself, I think, than the 80s. He also made a name for himself because he was in a lot of legal trouble.
Okay.
We're not going to get too much into that, but he kind of had this like bad boy reputation.
He did.
So we're going to start with the 90s movies and talk about our favorites. I guess when I get to the movie, because I asked you guys to come up with 1 to 2, I guess when I get to the movie, just go like a buzzer, like ding, ding, honk.
Ding, ding, honk.
And then you can like chime in and that'll be your movie, right?
Is that
right?
like puff, puff, pass?
Sure.
So in other words, when I get to Hard Rain, you'll
Yes.
go honk or a ooga or whatever you want to do.
Honk.
Although all of these movies, and
ooga.
if you really say Hard Rain was one of your favorites, that's going to be
I got 2 favorites.
it's going to be a little
90s.
weird for me. But okay.
Well, I mean, we talked about
I only took notes for one movie in the 90s.
we talked about Interview with the Vampire on our Tom Cruise
We did.
thing.
We
so,
did.
So I'm not clearly going to go for that one.
yeah, and he's got a small role. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Okay, so very first movie in the 90s was 1990, Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. Which,
Honk, honk. Woo,
wow, that was your one movie in
Yeah.
the beginning? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Big fan of Tales of the Dark Side.
Dark Side.
All right, well, talk to us about it.
Oh, well,
because
Tales-
I think of Tales from the Dark Side being Tales from the Crypt.
No,
Yeah.
Tales from
No.
the Dark Side was a very low budget TV show. I remember my mom watching it a lot on like afternoon daytime TV. It was an anthology show, like Tales from the Dark Side, or like Tales from the Crypt, or like the Twilight Zone, that kind of thing. But it was a very dark show.
And it was during the day?
Well, that's when I knew it was on. Like when I was a kid, it was like late 80s, early 90s, and they decided to make a movie about it. And the idea for the movie was George Romero and Tom Savini wanted to make a third Creepshow movie, and it didn't go off at all. So Savini grabbed some people, and he made a Tales from the Dark Side movie, and that's basically Creepshow 3.
The poster looks like a gremlin.
Yeah, that's like the Tales from the Dark Side logo.
Like a ghouly guy.
It's like a demon
Yes.
from a book.
Again, why was this on during the day then?
It was very cheesy.
Oh.
It wasn't like
scary like Tales
super
from the
scary.
Crypt.
No, it was cheesy like I'm not like Dark Shadows, because Dark Shadows was more of a soap opera type thing, but it just had that cheesy like Saturday afternoon bad
Okay, like
creature feature horror type thing.
like that one guy, Paul.
Dr. Paul Bearer.
Yes. That seemed cheesy to me.
But it was like an anthology. It was like Tales from the Dark Side that you could put on regular TV,
Okay.
or Tales from the Crypt that you could put on regular TV.
Got it. So there was 4 movies in this movie.
Yeah, there were 4 stories, and he was in one of them.
Was he good?
And I don't remember.
Okay. Well, that's not good. I mean,
No, I mean it's been a long time since I've seen Tales from the Dark Side. I would forgot that it existed until we started doing the Christian Slater stuff, and I'm like, oh, I remember liking that movie, and I couldn't find it to watch. So
there's a lot of people in this.
Yes, it had a lot of people in it.
Steve Buscemi is in it.
Yep.
And Julianne Moore.
Yeah, it was Julianne Moore's first movie.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And good old Matthew Lawrence.
Good old Matthew Lawrence.
Yeah, and Debbie Harry. So
Yes, it had Debbie Harry in it.
interesting.
She has a heart of glass.
She does.
Just only if you don't call her.
Yeah, don't call her.
But she told me she can call me anytime.
If it's on the line.
Man, that's good. Do you have a tagline for your
Rapture.
favorite 90s movie?
Oh, that was supposed to be my favorite? I would just had something to say about it.
No, you're right. It wasn't your favorite. I just wanted you guys to pick 1 to 2. So I'm glad that wasn't your favorite. That would have kind of worried me.
No, I did not look up the tagline.
Okay.
So I didn't do my research.
Do you have anything to say about Tales from the Dark Side?
Negatory, good buddy.
Okay.
Dark Side.
I remember seeing it.
Tales.
I know that I liked it when I was a kid because I liked that type of...
By John Rafferty and the Beaver Brown Band.
What?
Tales from the Dark
Dark
Side.
Side.
I know I like that type of films, even at a young age. But yeah, I can't. I'm getting it confused and blended in with Creepshow.
Yeah, even compared to Creepshow, it was cheesy. It was like a straight to. It wasn't straight to video, but it felt like a straight to video movie.
It looks like a straight to video movie. But okay. So next we have 1990 Young Guns 2.
That was a good movie too.
Not Young Guns 1. Young
No.
Guns 2 with Emilio and Lou Diamond and Kiefer.
And he tipped his hat just
Christian
like this.
Christian played Arkansas.
Yep, the whole state.
Yep.
It was a big role for him. I liked Young Guns too. I saw that one before the first one, maybe mostly because I was a kid and I was like, oh, it looks like fun, and Emilio Estevez is killing people and he dies. Because he's Billy the Kid and he dies in the end of Young Guns too. So
Spoiler alert.
yeah. Spoiler alert, Billy the Kid dies back in the 1800s.
I always like
OMG.
Lou Diamond Phillips. He was like Chavez-y Chavez.
It was rock and roll history of, Western stuff. It was,
Yeah.
Young Guns 2 is where you get Blaze of Glory from Bon Jovi.
That's right. I always got that mixed up with Tombstone just because it's Western.
Tombstone was badass though.
Tombstone's way better than Young Guns 2. I
Yeah.
don't remember Young Guns 1.
Nobody remembers Young Guns.
I remember Young Guns 1 because I like Westerns.
Did you like Young Guns 2?
It was okay. It wasn't bad.
Okay.
It wasn't bad. It was a fan film in my opinion.
Do you remember
In my
Christian
opinion.
Slater being Arkansas?
Vaguely.
Oh, okay.
I really thought he was Kansas.
I thought it was Missouri.
No, it's Kathy Bates.
Missouri. And so far he's not making any memorable movies in the 90s until
Ooh.
Another movie in the 1990s. So he's making a couple. But
Is this Robin Hood?
No, this is Pump Up the Volume, where he
Oh,
plays
my God.
DJ Mark Hunter. Happy, Harry, Hard On.
That is probably my favorite. That's probably my favorite Christian Slater movie.
Okay.
Pump Up the Volume. He played a character. He played the character that when I was an impressionable teenager, I wanted to be. Mm-hmm. Because he was just he gave zero fucks. He loved his music, and he lived his life, and the soundtrack was just amazing from that movie. So.
Yeah, he didn't care, and he didn't care to an extent. Like during the day when he was at school,
right,
he did care. When he was Mark, you could tell he wanted to be friends. He was just a loner. He wanted to have friends. He wanted to have a girlfriend. He wanted to be noticed. And that's why he had this alter ego at night, because he could hide behind a microphone and just kind of do whatever until, somebody actually called and started needing his help.
Right.
And it became, this is heavy.
And then that's a funny thing about movies that involve people behind radio mics. Like you said, Play Misty for Me in the last episode. Yeah. There's that. There's talk radio. That was the I think it was the Scorsese movie. And then there was
a zombie movie with the radio station.
No, I'm not even thinking about that. I'm thinking of like serious movies. And then there was Psycho 4. It was all on the radio station. It was all the radio thing. He was calling in to admit his guilt, and he went over his entire childhood. That's actually a pretty
good way of having the character.
It's a good flashback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good vehicle.
Yeah. And Pump Up the Volume was like one of those movies, but cool.
Right.
Like he was so cool. And it kind of reminds me of how I am. Cool. I'm not very good around people normally, but if you've been to my trivias, as soon as I get behind a mic, I'm like a completely different person. Or is that just me just saying that out loud?
I'm the opposite. I become an accountant when I get behind the mic. It's like, all right now, hey, okay.
Oh, you
nice
just turned
to
into
meet you.
Christopher Walken.
No. I do terrible Christopher Walken impressions.
Or pirate captains.
Yeah, I'll just stick to a Canadian hockey player.
The one thing about this movie is he looked too old to be in high school to me. I don't know. That always kind of got to me.
I mean, yeah. But he played a lot of young characters in the 90s.
Yeah, but he just looked like he belonged in, I don't know, like freshman in college maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It seemed like they were trying to push like the Michael J. Fox thing with him. Like making him younger seeming that he actually is. But when he was in his 20s, he was already getting that receding hairline on his forehead.
I think that's what it was. He always looked older to me.
He was very Jack Nicholson with his hairline.
And that movie had the one and only time you get to hear the acoustic version of Wave of Mutilation.
Yeah, that soundtrack is so good.
Yeah.
It
should be for called Pump Up the Volume.
Yeah, that was the first time I had heard so many songs. Like I had never been introduced to why do I want to say the Descendants? Not the Descendants.
The Refreshments?
No.
The Pixies?
No, it was the one song where it was a Vandal song, I think, right? He plays a Vandal song really quick.
Yeah.
Where they pull up to a drive-through.
Yeah.
That's a Vandal song, right?
Yeah.
And then you have that great Leonard Cohen.
No, it was well, I think it was the Descendants. I think you're right.
Oh, the Descendants.
Yeah.
It was okay. And then you have that great Leonard Cohen song, Everybody Knows.
Yeah.
And then Concrete Blonde was actually, I think, on the soundtrack as well. But I don't know. The movie was just so unique and good. And Samantha Mathis, who played his girlfriend, was really cool. I mean, she was all about, like encouraging him to do stuff and speak his mind and help all the other teens. And I don't know. It was just a really good movie, and I thought he was really good in it.
Yeah, and it's a forgotten movie too. Like it's not anywhere. It's hard. It's out of print on DVD. You can't buy it. You can't find it. And I think everyone that likes movies should see it.
I agree. Yeah, I should have kept I have the DVD, but I don't have the case.
I think I saw Pump Up the Volume one time. It was like on Showtime or something in the 90s. And again,
the 90s.
I wanted something to watch, so I put it on, and I'm like, okay, yeah. not bad.
After you watched it, did you ride your bike out and start high-fiving everyone?
Well,
Like you did
naturally.
with Scream?
Naturally.
Okay. I was just making sure. I was making sure you stayed on brand.
Oh no, I 100% did. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I didn't. I wasn't very well liked during that time in my life, so I high-fived basically myself. It was great.
High
And
five?
I high-five myself
Then I
before
crashed.
bed every night.
I crashed my bike and I stood in my loneliness.
I think more people should see this movie, so I think they should put it on Netflix or something. Do you hear me, Netflix?
I think Vudu and Amazon should at least put it up for sale
Yeah.
or rent
You can have my copy if I find it.
if I find it.
I didn't say it like that, did
A
I?
little bit.
Yeah,
You
then
went, you went to
I
Tad.
didn't say it like that now, did I?
You went to Tad to the aisles.
I
bet.
took out all my CDs. I took out all my DVDs and put them in CD cases because they were just taking up too much space. So I know I have it somewhere. I just don't have the little, in the 90s where they put the
cardboard?
plastic.
Yeah.
The plastic ones that like snapped that were cheap as hell. I have it somewhere. So that's a really good movie. I think that was one of his breakout roles. Next, 1991. You keep mentioning it.
Robin Hood.
Robin Hood,
Yes.
Prince of Thieves.
Men and Thieves. Wait, Prince of Tights. Wait,
Prince
One
of
more
Thieves.
time. Go ahead.
Prince of Thieves. I really like this movie, and I got made fun of a lot for liking this movie.
Why? It was very good.
Why?
Because
Robin Hood.
Because every time I liked it, like, oh, you like the movie where everybody had an accent except for Robin Hood. And that's why I got made fun
Why
of.
is that something that why is that
Because I used to
something
hang
people
out.
have
I used to hang out.
problems with?
I used to hang out with movie snobs, and they're like, "Oh,
Used to?
he didn't have an accent." I said snobs.
Who cares if he didn't have an accent?
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I really like this movie, and Christian Slater has one of the best lines in the movie.
What is it?
Fuck me, he cleared it.
Did Morgan Freeman have an accent? Or
Yes.
was he just Morgan Freeman?
He had a slightly African accent.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But it was still
Andy.
Morgan Freeman doing
He was
Andy.
he was Aziz, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Andy.
I'm looking for my son.
He was Azim.
Azim, that's it.
Andy.
My son Chew.
Because what was his name? Isaac Hayes played a sneeze in Men in Tights.
I'm
Oh,
looking
that's
for my
right.
son a Chew.
Bless you.
And Alan Rickman was Sheriff of Nottingham.
He was so
was.
freaking good in that movie as the Sheriff of Nottingham.
He's good
really
at
was.
everything.
He is. He's very good in everything except for Love Actually, because it's just not a good movie.
Aw.
I disagree.
Well, it's my opinion.
I know.
You can disagree.
Really?
Yeah!
Since when?
Since always. And that's the beauty of movies, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Thanks for joining us for the Cinemadness podcast. We are now off the air forever because we've figured it out.
I don't really remember Christian Slater in this movie, and that's sad.
He
I
was,
remember more Kevin.
Will Scarlet.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I'm just saying I don't really remember him, and that's a problem.
He wasn't it wasn't a big role. He was just a merry man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Will Scarlet was actually more of a
He was like a
lead role.
squire.
He was more of a lead role in Men in Tights than he was.
Will
in
Scarlet
Prince of-
O'Hara. We're
Yeah.
from Georgia.
I'm from Georgia.
Yeah, he was like a squire to Little John. He, helped out and stuff, but he was never anything big. But when they did the catapult, trying to get over the wall, and it's just his lines, "Fuck me, he cleared it."
Who played Little John?
Oh,
Oh, Nick Brimble.
Yes,
yeah.
we all say that like we know who he is.
I don't. I'm looking at IMDb.
His face is in my head.
Ooh,
It's kind of a chunky face,
Yes.
like Little
Yeah.
John.
I just get the
Yeah!
guy. Get the guy from Men in Tights. I get Men in Tights mixed up because I saw that like 10 times in the theater.
Oh,
I know you guys are sick of me hearing saying that.
What,
kinda
that you've
stuff.
seen something? Yeah. That's Carrie Elwes, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That's the real Robin.
I've only seen that once because and we all know I don't like that kind of
Spoofy,
stuff.
yeah.
Right. So, I mean, my Robin Hood will always be the stupid Disney one.
Oh man, with the
don't know
hamster dance song.
I just love that song, that movie so much. It's just so silly.
Unlike
That's
other
my
Robin
favorite
Hoods,
Disney movie.
I
Is it
have an
really?
Yeah.
authentic English accent.
That and Sword of the Stone are my two favorite
They're
animated
two-
Disney
They
movies.
could both be together. We could mash them together.
Yeah.
They're both happening simultaneously. Didn't you know that?
Robin Hood and the
And
Stone.
Bedknobs and Broomsticks. They're all happening in the same city.
Really?
Yes.
That,
Well,
that was a
London.
hopping city.
Huh?
That was a hopping city.
Yeah, London.
It all takes place in England.
No kidding.
Yeah. But yeah, so you got Mary Poppins and Bedknobs and Broomsticks that have live action and cartoons
Animation,
together and push them together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like Peter Pan.
Oh, well, you have some fun and put Sweeney Todd in there?
No.
Yes.
No.
Sweeney Todd.
Can we just forget that movie, please?
Mary Poppins shows up in Sweeney Todd's barbershop.
And then he just slices her neck open.
Didgeridoo,
Bibbidi bobbidi boo,
baby.
bitch.
Bibbidi bobbidi dead.
Murder.
Murder most foul.
So that's Robin Hood. Anything else on Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves?
It was just a really fun movie. It was a fun action movie
Yeah.
for the
It
90s.
Yeah, it was
Still
it was
is.
a big movie in the 90s,
Yeah.
and it also brought out Bryan Adams. I mean, that was a
Right.
huge song.
Right.
Everything I do for you. I mean, I remember watching the video.
Never heard of that song in my life.
Yeah, you did. You already sang it.
Nope. Don't
I remember the video, and they would show clips of
Uh-huh.
Kevin Costner and what's her name as Marion, and
That was a song of mine and one of my exes.
oh yeah,
Yeah, back in the 90s. But I remember the toys too because the Sherwood Forest was just a repaint of the Ewok village from Return of the Jedi.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
the more you know.
A lot of the toys were Return of the Jedi Ewok stuff.
That's weird.
Like the catapult and
Yeah.
that kind
Huh.
of stuff. Yeah.
Interesting.
I could see that. Yeah.
All
Well-
right, next we move to 1991. Oh, we're staying in 1991. And this was a movie that I actually watched because I was actually into these type of movies, even though Adam isn't, and that is Mobsters. He played Lucky Luciano.
In
Mobsters.
Oh, Mobsters.
I said that was Mobsters.
I thought you meant like that's the type of movie because I don't like those types of
yeah.
movies.
No, he was in it in Richard Grieco, which if anybody has seen our one episode, one of our Zoom episodes, we talk about Richard Grieco.
That was the Johnny
And-
Depp one, wasn't it?
No.
Yes, it wa-
Oh,
yeah.
was it? I thought. Yeah, you're right. And Patrick Dempsey, which how can you not love anything Patrick Dempsey is in?
He fell off the planet too, Patrick
no,
Dempsey.
he didn't.
What is he doing right now?
Grey's Anatomy.
Still? That's still on?
Oh yeah, it's on like season 29 or
Good
something like that. I don't know.
Lord.
He might have left it because I know it was Dr. Steamy and Dr. McDreamy,
Yeah.
and I think only one of them is on now. But yeah, that show's still on. I've never watched a one episode.
The last thing I saw Patrick Dempsey in was Scream 4.
Yeah.
Or 3. Scream 3, sorry.
Where he was supposed to have a big role.
Oh, he just sorry, just real quick. I clicked on it and he was on Grey's Anatomy 2005 to 2021.
He was on Greg's Anatomy.
Grey's. Holy crap, that's ridiculous. And he's playing I see that they are doing a new Enchanted. So he is still doing stuff.
Oh,
It's just
I love Enchanted.
Yeah, they're doing a new Enchanted movie.
Talk about an unrated Disney movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even I like that movie. That's
a
saying
shocker.
something.
I'm shocked.
Well, I think you like it because it's
parody.
It's a mix between cartoon and
But no, it's a parody of the Disney
Right.
princess
Yeah.
stuff.
Right.
That's why I like it.
okay.
It's meta. It makes fun
Yeah,
of
it's
itself.
very.
So did
Satirical.
nobody see Mobsters but me?
I
I
don't
did.
think I've heard of Mobsters.
Oh,
I did.
okay. Do you
I like
remember
Mobsters
it?
movies. I get it blended in with Untouchables in my head and other films that I watched during that time period. So
I could see you getting it mixed up with Public Enemies with Johnny
Yeah.
Depp, but Untouchables was like, wasn't that like early 80s?
no,
No, it was late 80s.
yeah,
Oh,
That was a good movie.
Yes.
yeah, that was a good movie.
I just get it blended in together when I'm trying to in my head. But $5 says when we put it on 5 minutes, it's like, oh yeah, oh okay, no way, and it's like a
Only
going to
$5.
Mobsters was one of those like hip cool history movies, right?
It was basically like a, in my opinion, it was like Young Guns, but with mobsters.
Yeah, it was just a hot poster.
Yeah,
like who wouldn't want to go see
Yeah,
that?
the
Oh,
The Tommy
Lord.
Guns.
Yeah,
and,
it was-
I mean,
it was-
Look at Richard Grieco.
Smoldering.
I don't know who Costas, whatever his name is, but he kind of looks creepy.
Costas, whatever his name is.
I can't read it.
Costas.
Costas Mandalore is Frank Costello. I don't know where you went, Costas Mandalore.
He's the Mandalorian.
You can just cut him out.
He's better looking than Pedro Pascal, but
He is.
Pedro Pascal's an ugly motherfucker.
He is. Oh,
Oof.
no, that's my thing. Okay, so
He belongs in a helmet. Anyway,
yeah, so that's Mobsters. So
Yeah.
it's just your typical,
Again, Young Guns, but with mobsters,
but with
basically.
Tommy guns.
Yeah,
young Tommy guns.
And
Yeah.
Yeah. And games.
Because
And murder.
It's a
and lots of murder.
good-looking group. It's very sleek in terms of how it was produced, and it was basically
So like that American Outlaws movie.
yeah.
That was a fun movie.
What's American Outlaws?
American Outlaws is like mobsters. It's a slick, good-looking Western.
When was that?
Yeah, it's early 2000s, maybe late
Yeah.
90s.
Oh, okay. Anybody in that? That's-
Probably.
Oh, okay.
I just remember seeing it. I was at a friend's house, and he's like, "You got to see this cool movie," because he was like really into westerns, and they were like, he likes the really off the wall stuff. He introduced me to Quick and the Dead, which is one of my favorite
Oh,
westerns
yeah.
of all time. But he's like, "You have to see this. It's so weird. It's so crazy. It's so wild and fun." I'm like, "Okay, cool."
And you didn't think it was?
Yeah, I mean, this is the guy who likes the Paul W.S. Anderson's Three Musketeers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope he's not listening.
Oh, he's not. He hates me.
Oh, okay.
He's in that small group that hates me.
Okay. Small group, huh?
I was trying.
Oh,
To
I mean, you left that wide open. That was funny, right?
Yeah, I'm
it's
laughing.
hilarious.
I'll pull
Okay,
my
well, we're going to
creative. I'll
skip
pull my
over
creative.
Star Trek 6.
Oh no! There's really not much to talk about in the ways of Christian Slater. He
Yeah.
had a quick
Right,
role. He
right.
wasn't even in the light. He was in the dark. And you're watching in the theater going, I think that's Christian Slater.
Now, do you think that they did that because his mom was the casting agent and he was just a big Star Trek fan and he was like, I just want to be in this movie?
Yes.
There's a story about it in the trivia on Star Trek 6 because I just watched it not too long ago, and I always look at IMDb when I'm watching a movie, and I don't remember the actual story, but it's something like that. Like he was a fan, or his mom was a fan, and he did it for his mom, or
He was
she
a
did
fan.
It for...
I didn't
Okay.
know that he's a big Trekkie.
Then yeah, he got to do his dream role. Then,
Yeah.
is just be able to talk to Sulu.
Yeah, he was probably like, Mom. Mom.
Somewhere-
Mommy.
Like
Mom.
your kid.
Yeah, like this is yeah, Mommy.
Somewhere there's a guy who was working 3 jobs in New York who got the final call back, and at first got the role, and then he got bumped.
Yeah.
That guy right now is folding like dry cleaning somewhere, getting pissed off. And it's like, damn you, Christian Slater!
Star Trek 6 is the first Star Trek movie that I saw on my own in the theater because I was old enough, because I'm only 40-something. And it's one of my absolute favorite Star Trek movies because it's a murder mystery, and it was so much different than the rest of the movies that I just really, really enjoyed it. And a lot of people don't like it because it's a murder
Because
mystery.
it wasn't Star Trekky enough.
And it had a lot of Kirk in it. Like
Do not wait for the translation.
Well, what's wrong with
Answer
that?
the question.
because he's a scene stealer.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, it had Christopher Plummer was amazingly evil in that movie, and David Warner was in it, and Red Foreman was in it. Can't remember his name. Kurtwood Smith. And it had Worf in it. Worf's like grandfather.
Yes.
Well, it says Slater framed his $750 paycheck for his walk-on role. This comes out to $1,452 in 2021.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
yeah. And he also wore the trousers made for Shatner in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan.
Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was a big Star Trek fan.
Did they have
Because
to
of his
bring him in
mom.
a bit if he was wearing them? Just because I think Shatner and even in Star Trek 2 was a little bit bigger in the waist.
Huh.
A little bit.
The Wrath of Khan, by the way, was made in 1982.
Ooh.
Yes, I know.
Now, when we fought, you had that eye of the tiger, man, the edge.
Hey everybody, my name is Adam and I am part of the Cinemadness podcast. I'm here to tell you about some exciting news. We're making a movie. As I've mentioned on the show numerous times, I am obsessed with the films of 1982, and I want to share my love of those years with all of you. So we are taking a deep dive into 75 movies, all from 1982, to show that this was an important year, or maybe the most important year in pop culture cinema. Movies like Blade Runner, The Thing, E.T., Poltergeist, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and many, many more. Interviewing cast and crew from these movies, as well as fans and also film experts. We are currently crowdfunding for equipment and logistics while in development, and when we are ready for pre-production, we will get all of you involved too.
That means names in the credits, special goodies, perhaps posters and art. So, if you are as excited about this as we are, and really, why shouldn't you be? Check out our campaign at cinemadnesspodcast.com/1982themovie. We are also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at 1982themovie. So come along with us and let's celebrate cinema.
You know, it was made in 1992.
What?
Cuffs.
Hell yeah, Cuffs.
Hell yeah.
I think me and you are the only fans.
Jen is too.
Okay.
Jen had this poster hanging up in her wall when we grew up.
That movie is so underrated.
It is such a funny movie.
And it's another Christian Slater role that I took personally as, that guy is cool, I want to be like him. You know, because he was just very carefree.
Yeah.
He loved what he was doing, and yeah.
It just made it seem like if you loved your job, it wasn't really a job.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. But he was still a complete mess up,
Yeah.
horrible person.
Mila Jovovich.
Yeah, Mila Jovovich. And I don't know what the guy's name is, but the bad guy that always wore those goofy
The bad shirts.
Yes.
Who was the general in Stargate, the movie.
Oh.
MacGyver?
No, the general. He was.
Yeah, the
MacGyver.
old guy who was also the manager in League of Their Own.
No, not that guy. The guy he was higher than him.
Oh.
He barely talked. He sat at the table with his arms crossed, and he's like, "Show me." And that's basically all he said. Billy.
Do you remember Cuffs?
Nope.
Oh man.
Oh, you should watch it.
One of the 2 Blu-rays of Christian Slater that I have is Cuffs.
You would actually like it because it's like
it's slick,
cheesy, and like funny humor. I don't know.
I don't like cheesy.
Yeah.
And he had his brother that he just they had that fight. I love that fight they had.
Yeah, he basically inherits a district.
Yeah, he's a cop.
And he inherits the entire district, but he's a complete goof, young, like 20, 21 screw up, and he just gets in this big old mess with this bad guy who is also a complete screw up and he wears shirts that instead of having like Hawaiian stuff on it, it's pictures of his own face on his shirt.
Yep.
And this guy is not attractive.
And it's not like they blow it off. I mean, like he mentions it like tons of times in the movie. Like,
are you wearing a shirt with your face on it? And the guy's kind of like, yeah, so what? Like, this guy is an ugly, ugly guy, and he's all over.
He's like a hitman, but at the same time, he's like a serial killer. Oof.
Yeah, his name is Kane.
Yeah,
Kane. Oh boy,
it's a fun movie. I remember seeing that.
That's
in the
what
theater.
he looks like now.
Yeah.
Oof.
That's
yeah, it was fun. I think it was the first time I'd seen Mila.
Yeah, I think that was one of her first big roles.
Yeah, but it was just cool, and he was just funny.
Wasn't she the girl in Return to Blue Lagoon?
Yes, she was.
Okay.
Oh.
The made-for-TV sequel on Showtime.
What's her name wasn't available to go back to the Blue Lagoon.
Well, I think it was like 89 or 90 when it came out.
She was too old.
Yeah, unfortunately, when it came to casting her for Return to Blue Lagoon, she had an issue with the wardrobe.
Her hair was too short.
Exactly. It's like, hey, get you fitted for wardrobe. I'm naked. I'm topless.
I'm naked.
Naked.
Nicky. I'm so Nicky.
And it had I mean, Cuffs was a paint by numbers, romantic comedy action movie.
Yeah. It was actually similar to Turner and Hooch.
Where Mila Jovovich was
Hooch. Mm-hmm. No, because she was.
Hey, don't eat the car, not the car.
I think she was
don't
pregnant,
eat the car.
and he left her or something. And they, in the beginning, like he was a jerk to her.
Yeah, he was.
But I just mean by the whole like. Well, Turner kind of knew what he was doing. He was a detective. I guess that was a bad analogy. Yeah. But I'm just thinking of one of those movies in the 80s or 90s where the cop was just like getting stuff done by luck, by sheer luck. Like that's him.
Yeah, he was such a screw up even in life that the scene in the flower shop was hilarious. where he's like,
remember
they're
that.
like, what do you want on the card? And he's like, I don't know.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
you so much, blah, blah, blah. Love and kisses and all your pink parts.
Yeah. Yeah. He was just
Why
a
have I
horrible
not
person.
said that line?
He was just a bad person, but he was like lovable because you almost felt sorry for his stupid ass.
Yeah, he was like the little brother that had to have everything handed to him because he could never get it on his own.
Right.
Oof.
And this is when Christian Slater was at his point where his hair always looked like it was slicked back, but there was that like chunk that would go right here, and he would always do this and it would still fall. And in this movie he would take his gun and do that, and I'm like, man, that's hot.
That's so dangerous.
I know.
No, now I'd be like, you're gonna shoot your eye out.
No. The safety's on. We're fine. We're fine. Yeah.
Don't do that. So yeah, if you haven't seen Cuffs, do yourself a favor and watch it because it's funny. Don't do yourself a favor and watch the next movie. Well, I wasn't a big fan. He voiced Pips in Fern Gully, The Last Rainforest.
You didn't like Fern
Avatar.
Gully?
I did not
I
like
love
it.
Avatar.
You love what?
Avatar.
Oh, Avatar. This was Avatar.
You love the animated version of Avatar?
This is before Avatar came out. Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't.
I really liked Fern Gully.
Was there a second one to this?
There was a
Yes,
straight to
there's like-
video.
There was like 9 of them. Fern Gully 9.
There's as many Fern Gullies as there are going to be Avatar movies because that's how they're coming out.
Pretty much. James Cameron's like taking notes while he's watching Fern Gully. He's like,
I can
okay.
do this, yeah.
Yeah. But instead of having the people shrink down to little size, I'm going to make them all be blue people.
And
Got it.
taller
Yeah.
because he
Got
loves the color blue.
You can't call them blue people.
Okay. Azules?
That's a Ghostbusters reference, isn't it?
Yes. Well, Zool.
Azul. Azul.
Azul.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't have much to say about Fern Gully.
It's
I
an-
remember
it's a-
Pip, and you know.
And Robin Williams was fantastic. in
Yeah,
that
and
movie.
I remember Samantha Mathis was in that as well, but I don't know, it just wasn't one of the ones. Again, when I was that age, I didn't want my animated movies to be
Sexy
what?
because of Christian Slater.
Oh no. No, I didn't want them to be like non-human.
Oh, anthropomorphic.
Yeah, I wanted like the princesses and the happy ending stuff, fairy tale stuff like that. I don't know, just something didn't resonate with me. Maybe I'll have Carter watch it and maybe I'll like it again, but I don't know, a lot of the old stuff that he watches, he's like, this is horrible.
That he watches.
Yeah, I say you should watch this. You'll like this. Okay, so for example, 101 Dalmatians,
So boring.
bad. It's bad. The
Wait,
original 101
The
Dalmatians.
cartoon?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's boring as
no, it's
hell.
It's really, really
I'm sorry,
boring.
I was bored out of my mind. Oh yeah, it was just.
I was not. I have to disagree with you.
That
you also
that,
didn't like Cruella, and I loved it.
that and
Oh, I
Lady
hate-
and the Tramp. Those are boring ass.
I haven't watched
movies.
Lady and the Tramp again, but I could
Holy
see
crap.
that being boring. Yeah, Spaghetti Dogs.
That's a good name for a band.
Do you know where I got spaghetti? Do you know where I got Spaghetti Dogs from?
No, I don't.
Have you seen the new Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, Roman?
Oh,
Yes, I have. Love it.
That was one of the bootleg things.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And I laughed my ass off. I was like, Spaghetti Dogs!
Spaghetti Dogs
perfect.
2.
That movie was so good.
There was another one that I laughed too, but Spaghetti Dogs. Oh, I know. It was Peter Pan. I think they called it like the Flying Boy or
Yeah,
something.
the funny boy. Yeah, there was a couple. The stupid tusks or stupid ears or
For
instead
Dumbo,
of Dumbo. Yeah.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
But Spaghetti Dogs, I was like, that actually is pretty much all I remember from that
Dogs,
movie.
yeah.
Spaghetti Dogs. So yeah, Fern Gully.
Ugly Sonic. Gotta love it.
Pip Pip
Oh.
Cheerio.
Hey, everyone's focusing on my teeth.
Carter was like, oh my God, that Sonic has hands. Why does he have hands? And I'm like, exactly.
Yeah.
So I had to pause the movie and tell him the whole story about how this is what the Sonic was. And everybody got so up in arms and upset that they put all this money in to redo it and save the movie. And he's like, you mean that's what it would have looked like?
That's
and I'm
what the
like,
first
yeah.
trailer was.
And he's like, but why does he have hands? Like, he was fixated on the fact he didn't have gloves on. He had fingers. He was like, it's really creepy. I'm like, yeah, it's bad. It's really bad.
You think that's creepy? Check out the teeth.
Oh, no, it's just
Thank you for not
horrible.
focusing on my teeth like everybody else.
Yeah, so funny. So Spaghetti dogs.
And if you haven't seen Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, watch it now.
Yeah.
Turn off the podcast, watch it now, and then come back.
Oh yeah, welcome to Chip and Dale's podcast.
We started watching Darkwing Duck after it, and I got bored. I used to
Darkwing.
love the movie. I love that
Darkwing
show
Duck.
so much, but I just can't watch that now.
I really hope they do a second one and bring Darkwing in, like they were teasing at the end of the trailer.
As long as they don't bring Launchpad in.
I love Launchpad McQuack.
Yeah, I didn't like Tailspin. That was where I...
You mean DuckTales?
No, I loved DuckTales.
That's where Launchpad's from.
I know, but there was other people. I
love Tailspin.
I didn't like Tailspin. That's
Tailspin was like Indiana Jones.
It was,
Yeah.
and I think that's why I didn't like it, because I wanted my Indiana Jones. I don't know.
The only problem I had with Rescue Rangers was neither voices for Baloo were the right voice. It wasn't the Tailspin Baloo, and it wasn't Bill Murray.
Yeah.
That's the only gripe I had, and it's not enough to make me not think that movie was a 9 out of 10.
Oh man, I just love how they had the kind of like the aisle for forgotten toys or forgotten characters there at the cons, and it's like they're all kind of griping. But
why was Lemire there?
Who?
Lemire?
Oh,
Lumiere?
yeah.
Lumiere?
Lumiere?
Yeah.
Why was he there? He's not forgotten.
No
He
kidding.
lit the $5 on fire.
Be my guest. He-Man and Skeletor. I thought that was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Where they're sitting awkwardly still hating each other. I love it.
I thought it was weird they had Tigra as a very, very prominent character, and
I
she's
did
not.
too.
She's not like prominent in the Marvel area right now.
Yeah, like I thought at first that was going to be Chitra.
I thought
Chitara?
Chitara.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
from-
thought so too.
From Thundercats.
I was very confused, and then I saw the Avengers assemble, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
And I was thinking, out of all Marvel characters, Tigra.
You know what it probably was is maybe she started as Chitara. They couldn't get
they
the
couldn't
rights
get the
for her,
right. Yeah,
so they just kind
that's a
of
good
they
point.
slapped their own logo on it.
yeah.
That's probably what it is.
Tiger's Tiger's a cool Marvel character.
Or
so.
she's gonna come back in the multiverse.
Well, she'll have her own cartoon
Because
now.
if you think about it, she's just a couple edits away from looking like Chitara.
She looked just like her.
So thank you for
And
joining
She-Ra.
us for our
Sorry,
Chip
I
and
didn't mean
Dale's
to.
episode.
I didn't mean to get off track. That was funny. Okay, next is 1993. So now we're getting into
The meat.
my favorite movies. So this is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Hard Rain.
No,
I'm just loaded up for that like I am. Wow, let's get to 96.
You got a while to go. I'm so sorry.
I like it
No.
like that. You don't know how I act. Anyways, you get it.
This is Untamed Heart
Oh yeah,
with Marissa Tomei and Rosie Perez.
You know, I
Why you
didn't.
being so stupid?
You know, I never watched that movie
Oh, that's sorry.
because it was a chick flick.
It is.
I just never
It's
watched it, and-
did you watch Bed of Roses? I mean, we'll eventually get that, but
No.
that's a chick flick too. Yeah, Untamed Heart is just it's one of those movies like The Notebook. No matter how many times I've seen it, I'm going to cry.
Is that the one where he's dying?
He has a baboon heart.
Right.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
He's special. He's an orphan. He was raised in an orphanage, and the nurses in the orphanage, because he's got a really bad heart. And instead of scaring the little boy and say you have a bad heart, they told him that he was dying and his parents were like in the jungle, and they took a baboon heart, and I can't hear myself. What happened? And they put a baboon heart in him. So he's just like very protective of his heart. He's got this big scar, and he plays this bus boy, and he just falls in love with Marissa Tomei. And it's just so sad because he gets beaten up a lot, and he gets in the hospital. And I don't know. It's just a really, really heartbreaking, good love story. It's a good movie. Have you seen this movie?
No.
Okay, cool.
It's your favorite movie, then?
It's a favorite of mine. I've seen it so many times, but okay, well, we'll keep moving on. It's a good movie, and he was really good in it.
I remember the buzz for the movie because
Was there buzz in the movie?
like in school,
Oh, okay.
all the girls talking about it.
Yeah.
And I think that was another reason I didn't see it, because I'm like, all the girls like it. Blah. And
It was just one of those.
if only I knew then, as an adolescent boy, being like, I should learn to like the things the girls like.
But
I'm in.
Here's the issue with that idea: is if you try to do that, is you're starting to become a slippery slope to friend zone very quickly. So you need to know how to watch the films and act like you don't know, but ironically quote the film. Okay.
Oh, like they say this in the movie.
Yeah. It's
like, they do.
You've never seen this? Like, no, I just came up with that myself.
I could write this movie.
And that's how you get a little air of mystery. You're able to sell the farm without selling the product. Thank you very much.
Little disclaimer, the opinions and ideas of the friend zone do not reflect those opinions of people of the Nerdorama Network, the Cinemadness podcast.
Is that like buying the milk and the cow and the?
Yes, I totally missed that.
Okay, all right,
that phrase up. I messed the phrase up. I was hoping no one would
The
call me
phrase
on
up.
it. Yep, that's going to be one of those where I'm listening to you later, going, "Oh God."
This movie was funny because it showed Marissa Tomei being Marissa Tomei. Like, this was before My Cousin Vinny, I think, but she acts the same in every movie. She's just got that accent, and she's just like, no nonsense. I'm from New York, New Jersey, wherever she is. But Marissa Tomei doesn't really act outside of.
Well, she acted completely different in Slums of Beverly Hills.
I don't remember that movie, so
She was
I
like
will believe you.
She was like the sister or the aunt who was like she was like ousted by the family because she was the crazy one.
So she didn't have her Marissa Tomei accent. Oh, okay. Then I guess I'm only thinking of the movies I've seen her in. And then Rosie Perez was Rosie Perez.
No, you want to talk about an accent?
Yeah.
What? She has an accent? I haven't noticed at all. No.
Yeah, she was funny in this movie because she didn't really understand his character, and she thought he was weird. He's so weird. That's what she would say over and over again.
I do not like Rosie Perez.
Yeah, she's
It's the same with you with Marissa Tomei. It's the same person.
Yeah, I like
every
Marissa
movie.
Tomei, but yeah, you're right. It's she's just the same.
I had a crush on her in White Man Can't Jump. I thought she was pretty.
She was horrible in that movie.
I thought she was pretty. I liked how she strived to be more than just eye candy. She wanted to be on Jeopardy, and people were like, "Oh, how cute."
She was funny, but she's the same. That's the same character as she is in this movie. Now, I didn't feel like she had a big accent in Birds of Prey.
No, she didn't.
She didn't.
So maybe she's getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It only took her a couple decades.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, congratulations. Now you sound like a older version of J-Lo. Good job. High five.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
All right. So next we have True Romance, 1993.
Okay,
Claire
moving on.
Lurley.
Skip that. Yeah.
Moving on.
That's fine if you want to skip
no,
that.
No,
I don't know how you can deny that's one of the best movies he's been in.
It is one of the best movies
hands
he's been
down.
in. Yeah.
He was good in the movie. Every single person in this movie it's great. It's such a good movie.
It's so great. I love it.
And if you want to hear more in depth about True Romance, tune into our Quentin Tarantino episode of season 1. We talk about True Romance.
No, okay.
Watching True Romance.
He has a comic shop and he wants to do more. His boss hires another whore.
Wants to do more.
She wants his
He
love.
likes kung fu movies. Yeah.
Love, love, love. She wants his love.
All he wants to do is go watch kung fu movies and then go after the kung fu movies and have pie and talk about the kung fu movies.
And dress like Elvis.
Yes.
His dad is beat up in a mobile home place.
Maybe you should have practiced this.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Anyways, you get the point. Yeah.
His dad was beat up by who?
I don't know.
Oh, he's not gonna appear.
No.
Actually, he didn't. Well, he did beat him up. He hit him once.
Look, it's a misnomer.
Nobody's
actually.
made
No.
me bleed since 1962 or whatever he says.
No one's made me bleed since 1962.
Oh man, Gary Oldman in that movie.
Oh, my
Holy
God.
crap.
Yes.
That's all I had to say.
Holy crap, Gary Oldman.
God, he's so good in that movie. Even when he's just sitting there eating the noodles with the chopsticks and he's like, Gary So
Oldman
good.
is underrated
Is he though? I think he's perfectly rated.
Well, because you bring him up in films and people are like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he's forgotten. Yeah.
You take him for granted.
There we go.
He's
That's
not
what I'm looking
underrated
for.
because I thought you wanted to
no.
give me a fist
Oh,
bump.
I can. I'll just put my hand here.
He's not underrated because everybody can say what a great actor he is. We take him for granted and how brilliant he is.
Right.
I agree.
I mean, he did win that Oscar a couple years ago, but you say like, oh, name a couple movies that Gary Oldman's in, and they'll name Bram Stoker's.
Yeah.
They'll name
Fifth Element.
Yeah, wasn't he a Beethoven
Batman.
or something?
Yeah, it was Immortal Beloved.
Yeah, like they'll name all these movies.
He was Oswald, for God's sakes.
Not a lot of people will say, "Oh, did you see him in True Romance? He was that pimp with dreadlocks."
Yeah, he was so good at
He went uncredited in Hannibal. He was the guy with the messed up face.
Did he?
Yeah.
Hannibal.
The second.
No, I know.
Okay.
I just don't really remember it that well.
It was the Ridley Scott one, the one that nobody liked except me.
I like that one.
The one with Julianne Moore.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I love Julianne Moore. But yeah, I mean everybody in this movie. Hell, even Balky Bartokomous was good in True Romance. Right?
He just got Me Too'd.
Ooh,
Oh.
Bronson Pinchot, yeah.
Balky? Oh.
Poor Bronson Pinchot. But I just think Christian was really good in this movie. He was borderline
Christian.
like Elvis because that's what his character was.
He was Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was his first script. So.
Yeah, so Quentin wrote it, and he's like, but isn't it funny that, all of a sudden he got this movie that Quentin wrote, but Quentin didn't want him playing, what's his name, that Tim Roth played in Pulp Fiction. He was only good playing Clarence in Alabama. And
Clarence?
And then he went on to do 3,000 Miles to Graceland, or 300 Miles to Graceland.
Uh-huh.
But not before Jimmy Hollywood, which is the next movie.
Jimmy!
I don't even know what that is.
I remember this movie because it's with Joe Pesci.
Oh, I do remember this.
But it was not good.
Yeah.
It was not good. It was like a falling actor, and he wanted to get back in good graces of Hollywood or whatever. And yeah.
Well, Joe Pesci did a line of these films during that time period. The Soup, the Superintendent.
Oh, the Super, yeah.
Oh, I was thinking Soup, S-O-U-P, but I remember the S-U-P.
Yeah.
It's Super. It's not Soup.
Jimmy Hollywood.
Super.
Jimmy
S-U-P.
Hollywood and other films
But it's
like
Super.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
know.
the Soup.
No, I know.
Okay.
I know. But it's Soup, S-U-P, instead of S-O-U-P, because that's what I was thinking of, like clam chowder soup.
Yeah.
Chowder.
Jimmy Hollywood, that came out around the same time as Destiny Turns on the Radio, too.
I don't know what that is.
That was a movie that starred Quentin Tarantino, and it
Oh.
was pretty bad.
Yeah, I don't remember this. Oh, it was written and directed by Barry Levinson. They probably thought it was going to be really good.
Yeah. He's hit or miss, I think. Barry Levinson.
Let's see the taglines of this, because there's crime in it, right?
But is there murder?
It's a crime when Jimmy Alto will do what Jimmy Alto will do to get a break in murder. That doesn't work.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't work. So, all right, we can't really go over Jimmy Hollywood if no one remembers it, but we can talk about Interview with the Vampire in '94.
What?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he didn't have a huge role. He was the interviewer, which was originally supposed to be River.
Yes, he was replacing River Phoenix.
Right. Which they were really good friends, so I'm sure that kind of was a bittersweet type of thing for him to take over one of your close friends' roles after you died of an overdose. But he was good in it. I mean, he was a good interviewer. He showed a little bit of uneasiness when he was interviewing Lestat, and he was a little scared at one point, and he was just Christian.
Shake you.
It's not very long, but it's effective. Oh, I said that on my mic, didn't I?
Oh yes. Don't worry. If
I don't have my cans on.
It fits right in.
Here we go.
Oh yeah.
I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. You didn't even know I was gone.
Exactly.
That's how professional I am.
But getting back, because Christian Slater, he's forgotten in the film. In in many ways, it's more of a, oh yeah, did you know Christian Slater was in it? It's the same thing where when you're talking about who stands out in the film, you'll go Cruise, you'll go Pitt, then you'll probably go
Banderas.
No, you'll probably go Kristen Stewart or Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten.
Kirsten, I'd be a Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst.
And then you'll probably do Banderas and go down the list, and then eventually it's like, oh yeah, Christian Slater was in it.
But he shouldn't stand out. He's just the interviewer. He's a
vehicle to explore that world. He's the audience essentially. Like, why are we here? And then you're intrigued, and then he's eventually seduced.
He's the cover of the book. You open the book, and then there's the story.
Yeah.
The story is the story.
Without him, it would just be
not the book,
the vampire,
the literal book. I mean, in the story.
It was but without him, it would just be the vampire. There would be no interview.
Yeah, it would just be the vampire.
I agree.
Hey, I'm
Lestat. Which is the second book. The Vampire Lestat.
The Vampire
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I mean, anybody could have done this role.
Yeah.
So
I mean, River Phoenix could have done it at that time.
It's sad. It's sad because River Phoenix. I mean, that would have been a good transitional role to a more adult,
to a more stable.
Yeah. Then do you think some of the roles that Slater got, he probably would have lost to River Phoenix? You think?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. You're right, because they kind of have this shared presence.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine a river walking vehicle like now? That would have been amazing.
I don't know if Joaquin would have been as gritty and good without him dying. I think he puts a lot of his emotions and how he's just destroyed by the brother being gone into his roles. I don't know. Would he have been as good as he is?
It's hard to say because what motivations. I mean,
I never thought River was that big of a deal, and I know a lot of people did. But if you look back on a lot of his movies, he's good. But
if you look at just Stand By Me, you're like, this guy's the future.
Yeah. Well, he was easy on the eyes.
I'm not a big fan of Stand By Me.
He was easy on the eyes.
He was.
And he's better looking than Christian Slater, to be honest with you.
He was.
But he was easy on the eyes, and he...
But was he easy on the eyes?
Yes, he was. And he had decent to very good acting chops, depending on where you're at, but you never really got to explore his how far he could stretch in terms as an actor. So whereas with Christian Slater, I think he doesn't have that much range as an actor. He kind of has one level and he stays at that level.
Yeah, he kind of peaked in the early 90s as in range.
Yeah. And he's kind of stayed in that, and he's... Because when I think of Christian Slater, I think of maybe a smartass or someone who can play some comedy, and he can also play the douchebag.
Yeah.
Which you saw in some of his later works with dramas where he plays the abusive or the manipulative husband in that one made-for-TV film or series, which eludes me at this time. I'm so vague, it's funny.
Good. That was good.
Yeah. More vague reviews by Roman.
We'll get to that one.
Yeah, do you remember that one film where he did that one thing? Yeah. It was really awesome how he
had that other guy in it.
Oh yeah, I like that other guy. He was oh man, and he was dating that one girl, and they were doing that thing. It was
they did stuff and
Oh yeah. Oh, remember that one scene where he was doing that stuff? Oh, I stayed away from that stuff for so long.
Do you remember the movie in 1995 that he did with Gary Oldman again?
What movie's that, my dear?
Murder in the First.
Murder in the First that they gave me.
I was waiting for somebody to do that. That's good.
Yes.
Yeah, with Kevin Bacon too.
That sounds so familiar. Was that an adaptation?
I have no idea.
Was it a book?
I mean, it sounds like it could be.
I'm disappointed that they didn't make a sequel circa Rambo, Murder in the First Part
Blood.
2. Murder in the First Part 2.
You mean like
Rambo.
it could have been like a, who does a lot of those?
Grisham?
Yeah, Grisham. A Grisham movie? Grisham book?
I remember Murder in the First being something compelling, but not compelling enough that I would see it.
Right. Well, I know I saw it, but I just can't. It just seems to me like it's any other type of courtroom type thing.
Oh, fun stuff.
So Murder in the First.
So no one remembers Murder in the First.
Nope.
No. Okay. Do you remember Bed of Roses, which is the next movie?
It's a song, right?
Vaguely remember it, but
that
not
is a
enough to
song
talk
by
about
Mr. John Bon Jovi.
Yes,
it's a great song.
Lay Me Down.
This is with Mary Stuart Masterson from Fried Green Tomatoes, and Josh Brolin.
And Some Kind of Wonderful.
Is she in Some Kind of Wonderful?
It's her breakout role with Some Kind of Wonderful.
I get her mixed up with somebody else.
Cool.
What?
Somebody I don't know. Just going with it.
Oh, I get her mixed up with Bridget. Bridget
Nielsen.
No. Single white female.
Oh, Fonda.
Yes, because it's the hair, I think.
Yeah, Mary Stuart Masterson. I just talked about her for Some Kind of Wonderful.
Mary Stuart Masterson.
Mary Stuart Masterson.
What a good Irish woman she is, Mary Stuart Masterson. Damn it.
Yeah, she's heartbreaking in Some Kind of Wonderful.
This movie was lame. I mean, and I'm a girl. I'm saying that.
I thought you just said that it was like one of your like Christian Slater movies.
No, not Bed of Roses.
Was the Untamed Heart and Bed of Roses?
No.
Okay.
No. If I did say that, you can call me out on it. But I did not like this movie. I did like Untamed Heart. I think what I said was this was one of his girly movies.
Okay. Okay.
Girly. So girly.
This was just lame because they like met. He was like a florist or something and shy. I don't know. I just didn't like it, and I think it's because I just didn't like them together.
You mean the chemistry, or what specifically did you not like?
I don't think I liked her in this role. I don't know. I don't remember.
What bothered? Okay, you don't remember enough to...
I don't remember the movie enough, no.
You did not like the Mary Stuart Masterson.
No. And you guys didn't see it, so it doesn't matter. Isn't it rated PG?
Bread of Roses.
No, Bread and Roses is actually a good film with Brody.
Jason Lee?
No, Adrian Brody.
Oh. I was thinking Brody from Mallrats.
It's called Bread and Roses?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just made that up off the top of my head. I don't know why I went Irish there. I was stuck in Mary Stuart Masterson.
Mary Stuart Masterson. All right, next we have Broken Arrow with John Travolta.
God. All right, ding, honk, yes.
Oh, here we go, a honk. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right.
Unfortunately, my cell phone's over there and it's charging, but the tagline is "Let's go ballistic."
John Woo.
Yeah, it's a John Woo movie.
And Samantha Mathis is in this too.
Yeah.
Like they're just like they're together now.
So this is a fun, good old-fashioned military film. The plot is really simple. Unit wants to steal a stealth. Okay.
Bomber.
Yeah, stealth bomber. And Christian Slater's character is there to stop him. This plot is not difficult. It's
a John Woo plot.
Yeah, you can put Steven Seagal, Jean-Claude Van Damme. I'm sure they probably pass on this role. So it's like, who else can we get? Shit. Who's the casting director's son who does the thing? It's like, oh, you Christian Slater? Yeah, good enough for me. Yes.
Who's that guy from Star Trek?
Oh yeah, who has?
We only had to pay $750 to.
Yes, and he framed the paycheck, which the guy who worked 3 jobs would be so grateful. But anyways, I digress.
You know who is in this? Sorry,
John Travolta.
No, I was just looking at the cast. Frank Whaley.
I love
from
Frank
Career
Whaley.
Opportunities. He played Giles.
Yeah.
You know who didn't like this movie?
Who?
Critic.
Me.
Why not?
I think you already made that clear when you said "ugh" when I came to it.
Well, I love John Woo movies and I loved Face Off, but for some reason this movie bored the hell out of me for a John Woo movie.
It was
too structured.
It wasn't
a bonkers off the wall John Woo experience that you're expecting. It was him trying to be John Woo, the American action movie director.
I can see that, but it was just a fun film.
And I didn't think Slater and Travolta had chemistry at all.
Like Travolta and Cage.
Yeah, exactly.
I just liked how this was when Travolta started playing like bad guys,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
This was his first bad guy role, because I think that came out before Face Off.
I think it did too, yeah.
Yeah.
It started stretching in Howie Long's in it. You know, the great
football player.
Yeah.
Who also did Firestorm.
Oh, man, that wasn't bad. It was what it was. But anyways, no, it's just a fun film from the beginning to end. I remember seeing it in theaters with my dad. Anything having to do with military films, my dad was all in it. And which is hilarious, because if you ever watch, and I believe I brought it up on this podcast before, my dad cuts up military films because he's a military man. So it's like, oh, no, they would never have a major given that order. Oh, no.
You can't just sit back and enjoy it.
Her hair's out of regulation.
Her hair's out of regulation.
Oh! You want him to lose his stuff? Watch Renaissance Man with him. He because the scene where the characters are singing "To Be Not to Be," and the female woman rolls up her shirt to show her navel.
Right.
He completely loses his mind. He's like, "There's, if you want to do that, you quit the army. You can do it. Blah 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 blah." He's just completely losing it. And it's like, Dad, it's in a classroom. It's like, no, the whole point of the army is you lose your identity to be a part of the pack. No, this.
Well, first you have to believe that Danny DeVito was actually part of any type of army regulation.
Well, no, contractors and teachers, that's not on foreign territory. Him being allowed to do the course, because if he slips,
right, he signed nothing.
Oh yeah, it's like, and they would just allow that. That's good luck. But then again, they do let kids do zip lines, or at least back in the 80s they did. They allowed kids to do zip lines that they relegate for the soldiers. I remember doing that.
Oh, the good old 80s.
Oh, yes.
Where you could potentially die and not sue anyone.
And we turned out okay.
Oh, let's not get into this.
Oh, yeah. We did, for the most part, give or take. Anyways, but no, Broken Arrow, definitely recommend it if you like a good popcorn flick.
And you know what doesn't appear in Broken Arrow?
An arrow.
The Rod Stewart song. It does not fit, but it should be in the movie at least.
What Rod Stewart song?
Broken Arrow.
Oh, I don't know that song. I thought you were going to say an arrow doesn't show up. Does an arrow show up?
Well, no. It's the order is Broken Arrow.
Yeah, that's the name of the...
Got it.
Yeah, it's because it's basically meaning that something, to paraphrase, it's basically a nuclear weapon. It's all out abandoned ship, essentially. Broken Arrow protocol. So
interesting.
Yeah. But no, if you like a popcorn flick that's fun, go for it.
I might give it a second watch. I haven't seen it since the theater, and that's why because I didn't like it, and I didn't think
I saw it in the theater, and I saw it one time. It was on HBO. I want to say in the late '90s, and I think I saw it on an Idol Wednesday. One day it was on like FX at the movies,
and I think I'd like it now that I've really gotten to enjoy Crazy Travolta.
Okay.
And I don't think I was dialed into Crazy Travolta yet for that movie.
Hey,
I can
come
see
on.
that.
Come
now
on.
we've seen him act crazy in so many movies.
Yeah.
Like, we can appreciate his craziness.
You're insane.
Yeah, Howard
Ain't it cool?
Howard Saint. What? He's trying. Howard Saint. What?
I could go on Face Off on how great that film is.
It's fun. It's a very fun film, and maybe we can do a Nicolas Cage episode.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows? Yeah, we could have some fun with that.
And we could end it on the greatest performance of his entire career was last year's Pig.
Not him playing himself?
I haven't seen that yet.
I'm looking forward to that. I haven't seen it either.
I'm really behind on current movies right now. It's really pissing me off, too. So, okay, Broken Arrow.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. I liked it. I liked it. I liked it in terms of Slater. It's what Slater is to me. Is he's Mandy Moore of the acting, where it's he wasn't bad.
He's just
he was there.
He's just there for you.
Yeah,
I get it.
Like Friends.
Exactly.
He's the David Schwimmer.
Ooh.
Oof.
Well, the next movie I don't know. It's called Julian Poe.
Nope, don't know it.
Heard the name, never saw the movie.
It's got Robin Tooney in it from The Craft, but I don't
You
know
mean
this.
is that the girl from Empire Records?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one who shaved her head, yes.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know this movie, so I guess we got to keep going. Oh no. Now we have 1998's Hard Rain.
Yep.
Hard Rain.
Honk, bing, yes. Okay, another
Yes,
fun,
Roman.
cheesy film. Memory on this, my dad, it took me father-son date night, if you will.
Ooh.
Yeah, he took me out and he's like, "What's going in the theater?" Okay, that's good enough. So we ate at the food court. We went to see the mall movie theater, and it's a by the book, paint by the book action film.
Was that the one with Morgan Freeman?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the
And
one
Randy
character
Quaid.
And Randy Quaid, yeah.
Yeah, the one character, Morgan Freeman's sidekick, if you will, he kept on quoting Bible verses throughout, and then finally near the end, he starts quoting lyrics from songs.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
and there was a lot of rain.
Yeah, and they're chasing through this flooded out school.
Yeah.
As they're in Sea-Doos, and
Wow.
yeah, it's an interesting heist film.
It's actually pretty fun.
Yeah,
It's
interesting.
dumb, but it's fun.
Who else was in that? Oh, Minnie Driver.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Ed Asner. Look at that.
Yeah, it's again a fun film, and Slater could have been replaced by anybody who was hot during that time period and would have been still a fine film.
Yeah, it's one of those that anybody in any role could be in this movie.
Richard Grieco probably was in the role, and then they took him out.
Rob Lowe.
Christian Slater lost out to License to Drive, right? Richard Grieco, like they battled back and forth.
You mean if looks could kill?
Ooh,
I thought he was in License to Drive.
License to Drive was the two Corys.
Oh, he
yeah.
probably lost to that too.
oh. Something on Christian Slater, because I was thinking about it when I was driving here, in terms of what type of actor does he remind me before and currently, and maybe throughout time. The comparables in the silver screen era, I would probably say Ronald Reagan, in terms of
I could see that.
Ronald Reagan was not a bad actor. He wasn't a bad actor, and he was
It's just a bad president. That's all.
He was always a kind of in the running of a lot of big major films. If you guys watch the movie The Offer, his name's brought up in terms of trying to find someone to play Don Corleone. And they're like,
Yeah,
I want a
commercial,
star.
yeah.
I want, give me Reagan, give me blah blah. And they're listing these things. So he was always right in the running of that. Also,
And he worked with monkeys.
yes, he worked
Bedtime
with
for
monkeys.
Bonzo.
He worked with monkeys. Somebody a little bit more modern, I would probably say Freddie Prinze Jr. I think could be a good comparable.
I disagree on that.
Well, I'm trying to think of somebody who is a bit of a heartthrob.
But Freddie Prinze Jr. never was a bad boy.
Yeah, and I don't think he's.
You didn't
He's-
see him depict a baseball player? He was bad.
But he
No, I'm
doesn't
kidding.
he doesn't expand his roles as much. At least Christian Slater expanded a little more
Okay.
than Freddie Prinze Jr.
Okay, so let me ask that question to you.
I'm
As
thinking.
Matthew Lillard in the 90s.
I don't think he's as much sex appeal as Christian Slater, because Christian Slater
I'm just talking about acting
yeah. Okay.
chops.
I would...
Oh, you're thinking.
You're
You're
thinking.
thinking about acting and looks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like replace Christian Slater
who-
with this
who-
person.
God.
Who's the guy in Twilight who played the werewolf?
Taylor Lautner?
Yeah, I think he's.
Why do I know that?
I don't know if Taylor has. Well,
Because
yeah,
he's done some action films, and he's done
not
some
a great
acting.
actor though, but yeah.
What?
I mean, I feel like Christian Slater acts better and has different roles than Taylor Lautner.
I'm just trying to think of somebody who has that notoriety, sex appeal, and could probably fill in.
I get what you're saying. I can't think of anybody really off the top of my head.
Adam, same question.
Channing Tatum?
Okay, I could get behind that.
Yeah,
I would.
He has range. He's very easy on the eyes.
I can
Yeah.
see that.
He can do both comedy and drama.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I can absolutely see that. Yeah.
he wins.
Okay, let's stop with. Okay, so Ronald Reagan and Channing Tatum. So 20 years from now, Tatum's going to take the White House.
Oh. I solemnly swear, my name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
We'll be in a horrible economic situation, and he'll introduce Tatumonomics, where the trickle down effect will ride a pole.
It'll crash the economy, but it'll be good looking at it.
Anyway, so I don't mean a sidebar. It's just I meant to bring that up earlier on, and I just got lost. Probably would have been good in the first episode. Sorry about that.
Fine.
My fault.
It's fine.
Muffled.
My fault.
My germs.
The last movie. Well, there's another movie after this that I've never heard of, and I'm actually kind of upset because
Very
I
Bad Things?
see. No, that's next. But I see who's in this movie, and I don't know why I haven't seen it. It's called Basil, or maybe Basil.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Jared Leto plays Basil. I've never heard of this movie. It says a lonely young aristocrat in turn-of-the-century England struggles to meet the approval of his overbearing, class-conscious father while trying to please the selfish woman he loves.
Oh, that's just paint by the numbers Christian Slater fare.
Seriously, I don't know why more people don't know that based on that.
Right? I mean, it's in everybody's collection.
Oh, man. Hi, yeah, I'm looking to go...
Look! It's horrible.
Wow,
Claire Floriani.
That looks like a Photoshop of like an award show that they made into a.
The picture of this movie looks horrible, and I can't believe Jared Leto has his hand on her like neck bone. They look like they're about to have a threesome.
They do, and Christian Slater looks like.
Yeah, you could take that. Put
like
that
he got bit, by, like his face got stung by a bee. It's all inflated.
Okay. You know what? That could be a porn cover.
He looks like Heath Ledger in that picture.
He does. Does he have a pocket watch going on in here?
Yeah,
what is that?
that's a pocket watch.
All right.
2-in-1, part 18.
Yeah,
Basil, the threesome.
Yeah, I want to know if it's Basil or Basil.
Oh, it's not basil. It's not. They're not cooking.
Jared Leto, shame on you. What is this?
It's Morbin time.
What? This is horrible. I don't know anybody else in this movie besides those three people. So okay,
They blew their load and budget.
Good old Basil got a horrible review.
Basil.
And then 1998 is Very Bad Things.
I love Very Bad Things.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a fun film.
Fun,
yet
good
again,
movie.
a great ensemble cast.
Fantastic cast.
Mm-hmm.
But here's
great soundtrack too.
Yeah, but here's another thing. Christian Slater's replaceable. You could put a lot of other guys into that role and still have a good film.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
But they didn't, so we're talking about him.
Yeah. But still, it was a fun film. It was a good old-fashioned,
It was a black comedy.
Yeah, buddy comedy. Yeah. Completely agree. It's no Basil.
It isn't.
No.
That's like the pinnacle of Christian Slater.
I might have to try and find this.
We just need to do a whole episode
this
on Basil.
poster on eBay so I can hang it up in my house.
Put on your ceiling.
Yeah.
Next to the Hitman's Bodyguard that you don't put up.
And then she's like, I don't need Ryan Reynolds hung up in my house. This is just.
I can't believe you just said that.
Seriously, who are you? And
what did you do with Alison?
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
That was the last movie in the 90s. 3,000 Miles to Graceland wasn't until 2001. But you're welcome to talk about it if you like it. You keep bringing it
I
up.
don't like it.
Oh, you don't?
It's
Okay.
just another where he's like Elvis type character because he was obsessed with Elvis.
Right.
Obviously, with the name. It's based on a short movie. I think it's called The Road to Graceland or something. Short film. But it's not a good movie. It came out the same time as that one Benicio del Toro movie.
I thought it came out close to no. Con Air.
Way of the Gun. It came out at the same time as Way of the Gun.
Yeah.
And those were two movies that just bombed terribly, and rightfully so, in my opinion. I don't think they're very good movies, but yeah, 3,000 Miles to Graceland. I thought it was going to be a slick, cool, fun movie. that was on the verge of being like a Lock, Shock, and Two Smoking Barrels, and it fell flat to me.
Are you talking about the Road to Graceland?
Road to Graceland, yeah.
He does a voice in that too.
Yeah.
So go figure.
That's not the one with Kurt
Russell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is, yeah.
Yeah, Kurt Russell, Kevin Costner,
Mm-hmm.
and Courtney Cox.
They're all Elvis impersonators.
Oh yeah.
Courtney
David
Cox is?
Arquette
Yes, Courtney Cox is, yeah.
and John Lovitz.
Right
Look
up
at
there with
that.
Bruno Mars and
Yeah.
Honeymoon in Vegas.
Is she really, or is she just a girl on the trip?
No, she's not.
Oh, okay. I mean, I could see that.
Yeah, they did it with Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
good movie too.
That actually was.
So that's the 2000 or that's the 90s for him.
Yep,
All
with the sprinkling of the 2000s.
Yeah, and the reason why I didn't go into the 2000s is because everything else is just
He kinda gave up on
TV.
movies, yeah.
He's TV, so he was in Wind Talkers, West Wing,
Well,
Alias.
Wind Talkers is a movie.
Yeah, Wind Talkers.
Okay, it is. Would you like to talk about Wind Talkers?
It's a good film.
I was just gonna say I bet Roman likes it.
Yeah.
It's a good film. It's a film about the Native Americans who were used to
Codes.
Yeah, to speak their language because that's one thing that it was not written down, so the Nazis couldn't decode it.
That was Nicolas Cage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good.
And but Christian Slater was in it, but he's outshined by the cage.
By the cage.
In my opinion, but he was one of the officers who's like, hey, you know what you need to do, implying that if your code talker, the Native American, is caught, you gotta shoot him because he can't be.
Yeah, he can't.
Spilling secrets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's like a walking cipher.
Yeah, so it added to the drama. Good film. I liked it. I mentioned it.
I didn't dislike it. I just know you like those kind of movies, so that's all.
Oh, you like those pro-American movies where they have the American
No, you
flag.
like military movies.
I like all movies.
I just did your We Were Soldiers thing.
I know. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. We needed something for Memorial Day.
Did we though?
Yes. Yes, we do.
You can put up a picture.
Just like
Wind
National-
Talkers. Wind Talkers was a good movie. So I agree with you.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
I like Nicolas Cage films.
Everything else was just kind of TV
Yeah.
from
And
there
he-
on forward. I mean, he had a couple of things, but he did a lot of voice acting, like we talked about.
He had a series that was on for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what it was.
He was in Hatfields and McCoys.
That was good.
That was good on the History Channel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was with Costner was in that too, wasn't he?
I think so.
Yeah.
And he's in that Yellowstone now, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And he loves playing that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, he started with Wyatt Earp,
Yeah, it's true.
which came out the same time as Tombstone, and
Yep.
was one of the most boring movies that ever existed.
Wyatt Earp?
Yeah.
Okay,
Dances
I was
with
going to say
Wolves was
Tombstone.
pretty bad too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What was
Dances
that?
with Wolves was boring. The Postman was boring.
Dances with Wolves was dry, but it was very interesting and intriguing.
If you're into that kind of stuff, I
Yeah.
can see you liking it, but I'm not.
It took me about 3 to 4 viewings to
I'm
really
I'm
get
not.
it.
Although I did like Far and Away. We talked about that in
Yeah,
Tom
it's
Cruise.
'cause of the Irish.
Or he wanted land and wheat.
Yeah.
I
that's what it is. You
didn't
like the
much
Irish,
care
I
for
think.
that one. It was okay. I got through it. Yeah.
Yeah, I like pro-American movies.
So do you know
Who are you? What did you do with Adam?
Do you know who he voices in the Justice League action shorts and Justice League action?
Yes, Deadshot.
Okay.
Oh, I never watched the
Very
action.
Yes.
I got rid of cable when that came out.
Wait,
Now-
we're not talking about X-Men.
I don't know what that means.
The character.
Oh, Cable. Oh
Yeah, there
my
you go.
God, that went way over my head. And I'm the comic guy.
Yeah, he did Justice League action
I'm
in
comic guy
2017.
Yes.
Yes.
He was also in. He was also in the Suicide Squad.
He was. I
Yes.
see that.
Yeah.
As Deadshot.
Deadshot. Yeah.
I'll take you down anytime.
And he was in.
Oh, I know what series you're talking about. A newer series. It's Dr. Death, right?
No, it was not that new. It was before Mr. Robot. I
Oh,
wanna
okay.
think.
Well, speaking of Mr. Robot, so that's when he kind of like came back to the screen, the small screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, he returned at full force in Mr. Robot.
Yeah, Mr. Robot, and I don't know why I haven't finished that show. I didn't watch the last season. I need to, but that just blew me away. How brilliant that show was and how good he was in that show.
And it basically made Rami Malek a star too.
Yeah, it was such a good show. And then I heard a lot about this Dr. Death show.
Yeah, now
that was a miniseries, so that's over.
Now that we have Peacock.
Yeah, Dr. Death is the one that was kind of paraphrasing.
Was it on Peacock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I knew him in Archer. Mm-hmm. He voiced a character named Slater.
That's funny.
He was a CIA agent, but he was basically Christian Slater.
Yep, that's about it. Oh, I don't know what this is. The Boys Presents Diabolical.
Oh, those are the shorts, the animated shorts.
Oh,
those are good.
I guess he just wants to do a lot of voices because then it's like Jack Nicholson is talking to you.
That and you get great residuals from being.
No,
being a
I
voice
know.
actor.
I'm just being funny. Like, why does it sound like Jack Nicholson is in every cartoon?
But it's funny though, because when you hear him in Archer and you don't know his name, you're like, "That's Christian Slater," and then there's like his name is Slater. I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, I mean, he has a
they
very
make fun of that
distinct.
idea.
He has a very distinct voice. So
and it's funny that you like Untamed Heart because you hate anything that involves primates.
But there's no monkeys in the movie. It's just a baboon heart. And it's not even a baboon heart. It's a stupid story.
The thing I love about hearts is they can take a beating. They really can.
Man.
Like, who believes that you have a monkey's heart inside of you?
Children?
I know. That shows how kind of dumb he was.
Well, if you're told that all your life, then you're going to believe that.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what she said. See?
I could write this movie.
You probably could.
So where are the girls? I said that now.
I'm just thinking of Cartman when he's writing J-Lo's music. That's so easy. Your style of music's so easy, J-Lo. No.
I like tacos and burritos.
I do remember that.
Ben.
Is that still a thing on that show?
I think so.
Is it?
What?
I haven't watched
Jennifer Lopez?
No.
I haven't watched
Jennifer
the last couple seasons.
Lopez.
I did watch the new movie that just came out, The Streaming Wars.
There's a new movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's pretty funny.
Jennifer
Yeah.
Lopez.
I like tacos and burritos.
Jennifer
I
Lopez.
can't believe that show's still on.
Oh, man.
And it's still funny.
It is.
But you said you haven't watched it.
Well, I'm
in a
watching the
while.
movies.
Oh. But they still have new shows?
Yeah.
Yes, they had this metaphor for mass, but it was pajama day. And the kids aren't allowed to wear pajamas in school because they acted up. So they're not allowed to partake in pajama day, and this offends the town of South Park. So what they do is they show solidarity by wearing their pajamas. And this one guy comes in wearing a 3-piece suit to work, and it's like, "Hey, what's the matter? You don't care about the kids? Oh, you don't care about the kids. So, mister, hey, look at him. He's not wearing his pajamas. Doesn't care about the kids. I'm here to work, okay? Guys, I'm just trying to do my job. Oh, yeah, don't care enough about the kids." Yeah, and everything is about... Anyways.
So they're still on track of whatever is going on.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
world.
Yeah, they're...
I mean, if you watch the documentary about the show...
I heard about it. Yeah.
They make the show in 6 days.
Yeah, I just didn't know it was still on.
When they first started, it took them, what 6 months for an episode or something like that?
Good Lord.
You know, or something crazy.
Well, because it was stop motion.
Yeah, they really actually did the cutouts
and nowadays everything's CGI, so literally you can just plug.
animate. Yeah. So cool.
Yeah, so you tune into South Park talk. Yeah.
Well, that's all I got for Christian Slater. He kind of just, got off the film.
Yeah,
carousel.
And it's funny, for such a big name, like he's a big name, he hasn't done a lot to be that big name. Mm-hmm. He's got a lot of cult following more than. But if you mention Christian Slater, you've basically got, oh yeah, I kind of like that guy,
right?
Or that guy, what happened to him? Or I liked him in Mr. Robot because that's the youth, the youths.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I told you last night, I was talking to that girl at the table, and I was like, "We're doing the show on Christian Slater." She's like, "Cool. Who is that?"
Yeah. That's kind of sad.
It is kind of sad, but I have a feeling he's going to make a big comeback.
Like
he's
going
going
to John Travolta.
He's going to hang around. He's probably going to do some sort of role where he plays an elderly.
He'll be a Marvel character, or he'll be in a Fast and the Furious movie.
That's what he needs to be in.
He's like 70. Why? I'm kidding.
I'm kidding.
If Helen Mirren can do it.
Family. Yeah.
Family.
Helen Mirren got in that car and drove better than most people I know. He can do it.
That was a movie.
Pardon?
It was a movie.
She drove.
Seriously? Mm-hmm. Oh, good for her. Yeah. I haven't watched a single...
Because Helen Mirren's a badass.
Yeah, she's
I've never seen one Fast and the Furious movie, and I just know that she's a badass.
She wanted to be in that movie.
What else has she been in?
Helen Mirren? Oh, a lot of
period movies.
Yeah. Yeah, well, she was in that. You've talked about that one movie. What is it called? Red.
Yeah, Red with Ian McKellen.
Okay, yeah. The
Retired Spies.
Yeah, that's a fun film.
Yeah, that was
Bring him the pig.
Yeah, she's been in a lot.
Yeah, she has.
She's British and proper, like Dame Judi Dench.
Yeah, Helen Mirren and Kate Blanchett are like my two favorite British actresses.
And Kate Winslet's good.
Okay.
You don't like Kate Winslet at all?
I don't have an opinion.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know her enough to have an opinion. I've seen her in Titanic, and that's it.
You've seen her in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yes, which I forgot that she was in, so she couldn't have made much of a...
The English actress in Stranger Than Fiction. She was also in Love Actually.
Keira Knightley?
No. Oh, I love her too. She was so good in Domino.
Oh, Domino is such a great movie.
Underrated film.
I don't know.
I have an evil ex that showed me Domino.
Well, the only decent thing she did was show you Domino. Well,
we're getting totally off track now.
Well, we're kind of done with Christian
Slater.
Slater.
Know, but nobody said goodnight.
Oh, we're not done with the show. Oh. We're going on for another hour.
No.
We're going to talk about South Park. We're going to talk about Helen Mirren. And then we're going to have an entire episode about the importance of being earnest just
exciting.
To do it.
Oh. I need to figure out more things that Kate Winslet's been in that you would know because...
Okay,
I didn't watch The Reader. I didn't watch...
Oh, that was a hard movie.
I don't have an opinion on Kate Winslet. Like, I haven't seen her enough to have an opinion.
Why don't we just open up to our next episode? Right now, we're all here. Let's just go ahead and do it. A 4-part episode on Nick Cage. Let's do it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, we are focusing on contributing to real stories. I am trying to do a separate series that's on the Real Stories Vine about history
or hysteria.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm compiling data so that way I can just sit down and do almost one take on it in such a format where basically it's like I'm doing a training course, if you will. That's how I'm trying to organize it, where I can sit and talk for 40 minutes doing a training at my job. So
40 minutes?
Up to 40 minutes. It's historical versus hysteria, where I'm giving lessons on history and how it's relevant to the film.
I like it.
Allison got so happy when we got the idea for Real Stories. She's like, 10 minutes? I can do that.
Oh, yeah. Well, just like
I haven't yet, and
my Memorial Day episode was like...
It was 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you guys listen to it?
Yeah, of course I did.
Did I listen to it?
Yeah, well, you know...
But you said you didn't have to listen to them. You only said you had to put the intro and the outro.
Oh, no, I do have to make sure, like, there's no, like, long pauses.
Oh, okay.
So I do listen to... I can have 8 minutes to spare.
I would hope so.
Yeah, you probably saw what's runtime. Yeah,
but I don't have to do it like this, where I'm just like have to look for things to take out.
Right.
Oh, I got it. That's how I'm going to get Adam to read my scripts. Is I actually going to give him yes. Aha! There you go, man. Wait, Roman, this
is forever, and I've never heard of this movie.
This movie sounds really good, but I don't know what it is. God damn it!
This is a weird, like, Saw movie. I think I read this once.
No,
because I read the script.
I read part of it.
Yes, but the one where I actually named characters after you guys.
Was that?
My finger in the hole.
I named characters after you guys.
Something.
I
hear it now. It doesn't sound like a crack at all. I thought. Oh my god! Now we're just gonna make noises.
Well, when you're done, you can take us out anytime.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
So what do you got going on, Roman?
I just said it.
He just said hysteria or historias.
I'm trying to set that up. So be on the lookout. Basically, what's
hysteria or Astoria?
Historical versus hysteria. Basically, hysterical. Excuse me.
You can't
Historical,
even say it. How
historical,
are we
because you
to?
guys are in my head, man. You're in my head. Historical versus hysterical. And basically, what it is going to be a podcast where it's a part of our podcast where I'm going to be talking about the historical relevance of a film, that time period, and how that film showcases it either in a positive light or in a ridiculous light, where you have characters who are wearing a wristwatch that was not invented during that time period, or a car that wasn't there. Why is it funny that we have that in there that's not accurate?
So it's the nitpicky show.
No. It's celebrating that time period and celebrating the film as well. So, for example, I'm working on Cinderella Man, talking about, of course,
leather cod pieces.
Leather cod pieces, absolutely. I think we need to bring back the phenomena of cod pieces into proper, just before you go out. Honey, did you remember your cod piece? Oh, I'm so sorry.
Keys, wallet, cod piece.
Exactly. Can you imagine a pool party with cod pieces? I mean, that's just...
Cannonball! No, actually, that sounds good. That sounds fun.
Sounds
cod pieces?
No, your history versus
yeah,
stereo.
Well, because you get... Those who know me know I love history. And when I talk about films, I generally, and sometimes it gets cut out.
And you like the short-lived Warner Brothers cartoon Hysteria.
Of course.
Actually, I do love that cartoon. So
it was underrated.
It was a story. It was funny history.
Yeah.
Oh.
By the makers of Animaniacs.
Nope.
No.
She doesn't like Warner Brothers.
And I don't like history. And I don't. It's like adult cartoons too, right?
Yeah. But
it's like Animaniacs.
It's going to be my take on history, so I'm going to have fun on it.
No, I would like your stuff. I'm talking about this animation thing.
Oh.
You're like, it's worth your time. It's not worth my time. I'm sorry. It's not my thing.
Okay. But that's what's going on in my world. Alison.
I will like yours. Yeah. No, I'm just,
hanging out. You're
hanging out.
What are you contributing? That was mean. I'm sorry.
It was.
I'm not. I don't mean it.
I will try to do a real story soon with some stuff. I have some movies. I just don't know how to make it into a story.
You have to have like a story behind it.
I know. I'll have to think of stuff. So we'll see.
I'm trying to come up with a story behind like a Pineapple Express where I don't sound like a complete stoner.
I mean, my story about Demon Knight was just like, hey, I went to this theater when I was 14. Bye.
That's how I think all of mine are going to be. Like, yeah. I went to this movie and saw it, and I really liked it, and I've liked it ever since, and this is kind of why.
Well,
and then kind of talk about the movie.
Well, I mean, we'll talk about it afterwards, because I kind of have some ideas for you.
Okay. Alrighty. Anyways, okay. Well, thank you for joining us on this episode. We will see you next time.
Look into your heart, and you will see just what you mean to me. Search your heart, search your soul. When you find it now, you search no more. Don't tell me it's not worth fighting for. Can't tell me there's nothing I want more. You know it's true.
Everything I do, I do it for you.